Yo, what up, guys? James Bishop Horn, Single Dads Tribe. What's up, y'all? Hope everybody is having a happy quarantine. You know, there's a lot of things going out there and going on out in this world, man. And you know, it's getting real crazy. It's getting really, really, really crazy. And you know, some people say, you know, it's legit the end of the world and it's the apocalypse. Some people say that it's an outbreak of a disease. Some people say it's a conspiracy, but who really knows? You know, only thing I know is that I have not been to the gym in a long time. And I've been going for about 2 years straight and started to lift the weights. One of my favorite things to do. If you guys don't do it, trust me, you need to do it. Lifting is amazing, especially if you're a single parent. It helps alleviate the stress. It helps alleviate the tension in your life. It helps you just really be able to focus, and it helps you to just really grasp what's going on. I'm nowhere near a professional bodybuilder or an expert or anything like that, but it's definitely one of my favorite things to do, you know? But it really sucks because we're all quarantined because of this whatever COVID bullshit. And you know, we're here in our city, there's a stay-at-home order, and it's just like, it just really gets hard, especially when you want to be active, you know. As a single dad, you know, I keep my kids active as they possibly can because it helps them, you know, A, learn how to be active, and B, it also helps them, you know, burn a lot of that energy off. Because, you know, kids do have a lot of energy. We're going to talk about today is, as a single father, you need to make sure that your kids are active, okay, guys? And when I say making sure your kids are active, I don't mean making sure they're like, you know, drill sergeant, sports or whatever, anything. I'm just saying teaching them the importance of living an active life. Now, when I was a kid, I did have an active life. You know, it helped me in my social life, my spirituality, you know, my development, all that stuff. But the reason that I gained this weight is because of emotional issues, you know what I mean? And we'll go into that later. But when I was a kid, I was very active. My parents had me in a lot of different things. They had me in karate, football, basketball. You know what I mean? I think I ran track, I did tennis, I did a bunch of different things. And that's what helped me develop relationships with people and learn how to socialize and learn how to be part of a team. You know what I mean? So I really didn't enjoy it, to tell you the truth. Just because that's not my thing. Being older now, I'm like, damn, I should have really embraced it, and I really, really should have, you know, done the best I could to, like, you know, enjoyed it. Because now that it's over and I'm, you know, 300 and something pounds and I'm 33 years old, I'm like, damn, those were like the best years of my life. So it's very important as a single father to make sure your kids are active. Now, I know sometimes we're tired, and I know sometimes we're doing our own thing, trying to stay afloat, trying to be the best provider that we can be, but there's a lot of obese kids out here, man. Now, it's one thing to be an obese adult, you know what I mean? Because, you know, as adults, we do whatever we want because we're adults. We have that freedom. But when you're a kid and you don't want your kids to be obese, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking down on any kids that are, you know, fat or chubby or anything like that, trust me. I'm not talking about them in a negative way. You know, I got love for all the kids. I'm just saying, like, it's hard being fat. I'm just gonna put it like that. It's a hard life, you know what I mean? You got self-confidence issues, you have issues with body image, you have issues with self-esteem, and yeah, it may not affect them when they're younger, but the older you get, it gets harder, especially for young girls, man, you know what I mean? Like, cause young girls, man, especially girls on girls, man, like girls, like, can be very catty and be very mean when it comes to each other, you know? And you definitely don't want your daughter to be overweight because, like, girls are mean to each other, period. You know, girls are mean to dudes, you know, but trust me, girls are hella mean to girls, dude. So And as teenagers and as, people, that are growing up in that adolescence, like level of life, they're already going to have issues because they're trying to define who they are as a person, as a human being. And I got all these things pulling them from this way and that way and up and down. And, it's like an emotional roller coaster. So it's very important for your kids to be active, man. Now, there's a couple of ways that I keep my kids active, okay? The first thing is I try to endorse outdoor activities as much as I possibly can. Now, I'm not Indiana Jones, I'm not Bear Grylls or, none of them guys. I'm still, evolving and trying to be the best version of myself too. So I'm not out every day hiking the Mount, St. Helena or whatever. But for every hour or 2 hours that they're inside playing the game or watching a movie, I try to balance it out with going outside. You know what I mean? On weekends when we're here, like we might stay in and chill, for the first half of the day. But if it's a nice day outside, we're going to the park, we're walking, we're going to the Bosque, we're going places like that, because I want them to develop a love for the outside world. You know what I mean? The real world, not the digital world that all these kids are in love with so much, So the way I tend to do it is I tend to plan outdoor activities, and I tend to like stick it into that schedule. Remember that schedule we were talking about? How to schedule your time, since you are a single parent and you need to definitely, your time is much more crucial than a family with two parents, because it's only you. You know what I mean? So I try to stick it in there, Also, I try to tell my kids about why it's important for them to be outside, the connection that the outside has, and Mother Earth and Mother Nature and all the things that it encompasses. And it's kind of like, the whole circle of life thing with Simba and Mufasa. It might not be as poetic, but at least I'm making an effort to establish a connection with nature and being outside, Being active, it starts, now my friend Lump said, day one is always better than one day. But it starts with the kids when they're young. When they're young, if you teach them that love, even if they really don't, care for it or not, you're still planting the seed. And you need to plant seeds with these kids, good seeds, nutrition, exercise, saving money, being kind to people, responsibility, consistency. That's another thing that being outside has, consistency. Doing something consistently and having the discipline to do it, even if at first you don't like to do it. You know what I mean? Because trust me, when I was first going outside, I don't want to do it. Or when I first started lifting the weights, I don't want to do it. But keeping that consistency up is what made me, start to have love for it and seeing gains. But you can't see gains if you're not consistent, Being active is very, very important. So what I want to challenge you guys out there, the whole entire tribe, I want to challenge you to get more active with your kids. Find something that they like to do and be active with them. Take them to the skate park if they like to skate. Take them to play basketball if they like to play basketball. If they like to run around the field with them. You ain't got to run all crazy. Just show them that you're making an effort. Baseball, you know what I mean? Like whatever the case may be, show an interest in something that is an activity that is outside, so you can get them active, keep them moving, and get that seed planted, because they need to be active adults. Physical activity is part of physical health and mental health. You have to have two to be healthy, physical health and mental health, and they go hand in hand. And spiritual health, but we'll talk about that on a different video. But make sure that you try to keep them active. So I challenge you guys, do something active with your kids today. What suggestions do you guys have for all the people out there that want to get their kids active? Link it down in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, You can always think outside the box. You know, swimming is good, skiing, skating. There's a bunch of active things that you can do. Dance. You know, what if your kid likes to do hip hop dance, break dance, even swing dancing? You know what I mean? Anything that fencing, it doesn't matter. Anything that gets them active, you need to encourage it and teach them that, you know, it's the way to go. Because at the end of the day, you know, like, if you don't move, you die. All right, James Horn, Single Dad's Tribe, we out.